Wolves Den in Cordova, Tennessee for tonight's high school game of the week, the Bartlett Panthers and the Cordova Wolves at the easternmost point of Memphis, Tennessee. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bud Schropel alongside color analyst Don Freeze. Two teams tonight that are fighting for their playoff lives. One team looking to get in the top and host a playoff game. The other team is looking just to get into the playoffs. And, Don, if we were looking out of the field tonight watching these teams warm up, if the Bartlett Panthers had been in a little different uniform scheme, I swear I would think I would be looking at the Germantown Red Devils.
Well, uniforms are one thing, but their offense is even more so. Coach Armbruster has brought the wishbone from Germantown High School. They are doing just exactly what Coach Netterlin and Coach White have done there for over 25 years. It is definitely going to be a look-alike between Bartlett and Germantown tonight.
Started off a little shaky getting to the wishbone, but lately they've really bought into it. 4 out of the last 5 games they've won. On the other side of the football, the Cordova Wolves, for 5 years, Cordova has made the playoffs, but this year they're struggling. They missed 6 players from the start of the year academically. They lost one to a death. Don, this is a team that's just searching for identity. They're searching for a way to get in the playoffs. They have to win the remainder of their games.
Well, they've put themselves in this position, and what they've got is a lot of talent. They have a way out. All they got to do is deliver the football to their key skill guys. Cameron Baker, the quarterback, has got to disperse the ball to Greg Moore and Sean Johnson. If they can get their playmakers the ball, they're going to be pretty good.
They do have the talent on the field. It's just whether or not they have it in their heads. We've got the Wolves. We got the Panthers. It's not a full moon in Cordova, only a half moon, but the Wolves will be howling, trying to get themselves fired up and get into the playoffs. The high school game of the week is next on CSS, your source for high school sports. Back at the Wolves Den in Cordova, Tennessee. Cordova will get the ball first tonight, Don, and they'll have a chance to make a statement early in this ball game, and that might be the key to getting Bartlett backing up a little bit.
Well, you know, the Bartlett won the toss and deferred, and obviously there's some debate as to what the best plan is for that now. A lot of teams are taking it. Conditions are ideal. There's no wind. It's cool. We shouldn't have cramping as a problem. 2 well-conditioned teams late in the game. Should be a great opportunity for Cordova to get going and make something happen in their first drive. They do have the ball, as we say on the kickoff return, and we'll see how that goes.
Fletcher Cleaves and Larry Johnson deep for Cordova. Garrett Edmonds ready to put his foot into it and get this game underway, and we are into action. Fielded at the 15-yard line by Cleaves. Running across the field, looking for blockers, can't find anybody, and he gets to the 16-yard line. And boy, he ran a long way to just get 1 yard on that return.
Well, they had the right return set up, and all of these returns, the timing of the blocks are set up on a good, clean catch. He let the ball bounce. Everything went ahead of him. Timing broke down.
1st and 10. From the 17-yard line of Cordova, as they're in their green and whites tonight. The Wolves, a 10-year-old school here in Shelby Metro, had good 5-year run, but now just struggling to get into the playoffs. And even if they win tonight and win the rest of the season, they're going to need some help from some friends. They spread it out all over the field. 3 receivers to the left. From the shotgun, the quarterback. The snap directly to Larry Johnson, and he takes it forward for 1, maybe 2 yards.
Yep. We'll have to call that the Wolfpack formation. They had Larry Johnson as a running back in the home position.
Offensive starters for Cordova up front, and the backs and receivers. Johnson again gets called. He cuts up and gets near the 24-yard line. Be about 3 yards shy. The defense for Bartlett tonight, they're a very talented group. They've been very instrumental. Stephen Carter, the nose guard on that last tackle. And these Panthers, back to the glory days of Bartlett, where they were one of the most feared teams in Shelby Metro, winning 4 of their last 5 games. 3rd and 4. And a first down and some running room. Making some cuts, getting to the 50, down across the 50, flung out of bounds at the 48. Rashad Shaw, a junior running back for the Cordova Wolves, rips off a large gain and gets the first down for Cordova, and that's exactly what the Wolves needed to keep the crowd into the game and just keep the momentum going for them. They're looking good in the early going.
Well, they got an up-tempo going here. They're going no huddle, and it's no huddle, hurry up. They are not taking any time at all. They're trying to get the advantage of a little bit of surprise to get, as you say, Bartlett back on their heels.
The quarterback, Cameron Baker, hands it off to Shaw again, and he gets down to the 45-yard line of Bartlett. Rashad Shaw, 5'9", 185-pound junior. Danny Chambly on the tackle for Bartlett. Brings up 2nd and 7. From the shotgun again is the senior Cameron Baker. Bounces outside, cuts it up for another big game, but a flag comes out, and that one's going to come back. Dennis Calicut on the tackle of Alan Farmer, but it's going to be a hold on Greg Moore. That's going to cost the Wolves dearly.
Well, it's a downfield block, so the wide receiver making the effort downfield. So it's a painful penalty because you lose the yardage, but you're not going to end up 1st and 2nd and 25. It just goes from the point of the foul.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, 2nd down.
2nd and 14. Cordova, and they're moving the football.
Greg Moore had a great week last week. He was voted one of the area's players of the week in a local poll here. A guy with a lot of skill, 6'5", 200 pounds. He can catch. He can run.
Throwing the first time tonight, hooking up with Greg Moore is Cameron Baker. Down to the 40-yard line, a couple of yards shy. It'll be 3rd and short for the Wolves.
It's funny, we should be talking about him. We have pretty good timing there. That one worked out well. Greg Moore is a prospect.
Old number 1, Nick Yancey on the tackle, the senior for Bartlett. 3rd and a couple. Hand off again. And getting the first down on the 2nd effort is Rashad Shaw. Danny Chambly and Jeremy Merriweather on the tackle for Bartlett, but it's a first down for Cordova, and they move the sticks again.
Yeah, this has been an impressive start for Cordova. They are high tempo. They are executing. They have had a penalty. They have overcome it. The same guy that committed the penalty made the play to get the yardage back. That was Greg Moore, and they're just moving up the field.
Throwing it again. 2 for 2 on the catch and some open field in front of him. First down yardage down to the 20-yard line, pushed out of bounds. Fletcher Cleaves on the reception. And it was Jared Worthington on the tackle for Bartlett.
Yeah, just a simple slant flat combination, and the outside defender lost leverage. You got to be wide as the widest, and he just wasn't. The ball was overthrown. Craig Jones, starting tailback, he just lost leverage on Cleaves, and there was a nice gain up the sidelines.
1st and 10 from the 20. Handoff again to Shaw. He cuts up front, gets first down yardage and more. Near the goal line, pulled down at the 3-yard line, and Rashad Shaw running with vengeance tonight gets the first down for the Cordova Wolves. It's 1st and goal.
Well, what we're seeing essentially here is Bartlett's defense is a 33. 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, and then the 5 DBs. So they're essentially playing a pass defense. Now they're into their goal line D, but against that pass defense, Cordova's been able to run the ball. Now they're a little sturdier against the run when they bring in the 4-down lineman.
And the 4-down lineman, Willie Matthews, Nick Yancey stuck him for no gain. Well, they're going to give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. That time, Rashad Shaw was met rudely as he got to the line of scrimmage. He's the back just to the left of the quarterback, Cameron Baker. He cuts it up, gets near the goal line. It's going to be a little shy. It'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1-yard line with the tackle made by Stephen Carter, the nose guard. He's a sophomore, big sophomore, 5'9", 255 pounds.
Well, this is a pretty well-oiled looking operation here. Cordova, based on this first drive, you got to ask yourself, how come they are sitting here at the record of 2 and 5. They don't look like a 2 and 5 team as they're moving the ball here.
Rashad Shaw gets to the goal line. Does he get in? The flag comes out. He does get in, but it's probably going to be a hold.
And that's this might be a motion or an illegal formation. Came from the side judge with the motion coming right at him. And that's how you get to be 2 and 5 is when you get touchdowns called back.
You're moving down the field, but you got to get it in the end zone. You can look great from 20 to goal line, but you got to punch it in. So it is a motion penalty. It's called by Don Freeze. Moves it back to the 6-yard line. So it's third and goal from the 6. Gerald Noblin, the referee.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still third down.
With the call. 7:51 to go in the first. Cordova knocking on the door, and Bartlett trying to push him back. Cameron Baker, the quarterback, will operate from the shotgun. They've gone no huddle throughout the game. Baker on the pitch to Shaw. Didn't fool anyone. In fact, he lost a yard. Coming in to make the stick was number 32. Jeremy Merriweather and Nick Yancey, also the middle linebacker. And Cordova's going to have to kick it. And Don, I think we're just seeing why Cordova is 2 wins only on the season.
Well, it was such a well-operated drive all the way down the field. It's disappointing to see the touchdown get called back on a technical foul, or essentially something that didn't have to do with physical execution, just the formationing and motion. But the field goal is good. Roberto Gonzalez knocks it through and gives them an early lead.
Roberto Gonzalez from 35 in Cordova, or 25 in Cordova, strikes first here at the Wolves' den. The Wolves lead the Panthers. They have to win this one to get in the playoffs and just hope each week that they get a break. 3-0 in the first quarter on CSS, your source for high school sports. Plays, 4:42 off the clock, a 24-yard Roberto Gonzalez field goal, and the returning kickoff is out of bounds. A flag will be thrown on Cordova, and Bartlett will start at the 35-yard line, but I had to like the first drive by the Cordova Wolves. Only got 3 out of it, but that's still 3 points and take a 3-0 lead.
Well, what it did was it shows they can execute. It shows they can overcome some adversity as they overcame a holding penalty. They can throw. You can tell they're on their game tonight there, so they're wired up, and that's a good thing.
We get a chance to see Craig Jones.
The kick went out of bounds.
One of the seniors.
Results of the kick going out of bounds. Ball will be placed on the 35-yard line. First down.
And Bartlett ready to go. Need to move, Mr. Noblin. The Panthers are not going to wait on anybody. They run the wishbone and run very well by Dustin Robery, the senior quarterback. He'll stick it in there, pull it out, did well, and here's Craig Jones getting outside, cutting it back in, across midfield down to the 45-yard line. And that is a 20-yard gain on the first carry tonight for the young man who averages 93 yards a game and 8 touchdowns on the season, senior Craig Jones. Here's the starters for Bartlett. The line, it is huge up front, and they do a very good job of moving people off that line. And the backs, the receivers who do a very good job of blocking as well in the wishbone. And then the backs led by Craig Jones and Dustin Robery. 2-year starter at QB for the Bartlett Panthers. 4-3 on the season, winners of 4 of their last 5. Gonna hand it to Jones, not to Jones, to Keenan Madden. And James Brooks comes in to make the tackle after a short game. Don't sell these Cordova Wolves short. Their defense is very, very good. The 3-man front, Thomas, King, and Brooks. Tate Estes, McDaniel, and Allen will meet you and stand you up. And then the DBs, Reed, Avant, Schrader, and Hutcherson. 2nd and 8 for the Bartlett Panthers. Hand off to Craig Jones again, and he just runs to that opening right up the middle. DJ King, the nose guard for Cordova, stopped him short
of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Bartlett Panthers. And Craig Jones, he stands in 15th place in Shelby Metro in rushing, right under 93 yards a game, 92.6. But I tell you what, Don, he can pick them up and put them down with the best of them.
Well, he is a solid-looking running back and a heck of a prospect. 4.4 speed, they say, and he's an impressive-looking young man.
We'll tell you who he's recruited by, too. It's virtually a who's who of BCS schools. And look who's got it. Nobody knew it. He's going to take it down and score for the Bartlett Panthers. Dustin Rovery, who does an excellent job on sticking it all the way in and pulling it out at the last minute. Faked everyone off, but I saw him skirt down the sideline 37 yards and a Bartlett touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you, the greatest thing about the wishbone is the great fakes you get by just disconnecting the ball. He rode him in there. Cordova was so far outnumbered outside that he let his pitchman just lead the block, and he kept it on the quarterback sweep, ran the distance for a touchdown. Great play. Great quarterbacking by a wishbone guy.
For the point after. It's up and through, and Bartlett strikes right back on 3 plays. Garrett Edmonds knocks it through, and the Bartlett Panthers waste no time in proving you got a game on your hands tonight, Cordova, at 7-3 on CSS, your source for Southeast sports. Don Freeze back in Cordova, Tennessee. The Bartlett Panthers on the road this week. Go 4 plays, 65 yards, 2:05 off the clock, and they take a 7-3 lead over the Wolves. Short kick will be fielded by one of the up men at the 23-yard line, coming this way, and ran into 3 Bartlett defenders. Gets the return back to the 28-yard line, 29-yard line, a return of 5 yards for Kyle Schrader. And here come the Wolves, Don. They had no problem moving the football until they got down the goal line, stalled there, and had to settle for 3.
Well, D. Ashbrook is the offensive coordinator for the Cordova Wildcats, and he's got them going here. He's holding them and getting the thing, getting the play called so they can run on and do it.
4 plays, 65 yards, 2:05 off the clock. Cameron Baker operates from the shotgun again. They go no huddle. 3 receivers flood the right side. Throws it underneath, setting up the screen. Does so successfully to Rashad Shaw. He bounces off tacklers. Look at him keep his feet going. Gets down to near the 37-yard line. Nick Yancey and Jared Worthington applying the hit. But how about Rashad Shaw? You can't bring him down on one stick.
Well, he's a good back, too. We said that the skill guys for Cordova were going to determine the outcome. And Bartlett's main concern was open field tackling.
9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Baker hands it to Shaw again. First down yard, trying to make a cut and has lost his footing, but does get the first down up to the 42-yard line. Yeah, Daniel Chamblee or the ground made that tackle.
Well, he was trying to make the impossible change of direction there when Chamblee was closing on him, and he just came out from under himself.
4 receivers spread, 3 to the top. Little fake pass and hands it off to Rashad Shaw. He has more yardage across midfield down to the 43-yard line. Tackled there by Vernon Cabot. And another Cordova first down.
And again, there were some missed tackles in there. Again, it's a fake play, kind of a draw, making it look like the screen outside to the receiver. And the fact that they've only got 6 guys in the box there, they're just running out of blockers. They're running out of defenders. And there it is again, coming through the line with the pull and some missed tackles again downfield. Bartlett's got to get themselves a little tightened up on defense here and get a hold of things. The pace of the game is preventing them from making adjustments as fast as they need to.
Rashad Shaw, 5'9", 185-pound junior, another 11-yard gain. It's another first down to Mario Yancey made the tackle for Bartlett, but move the chains again. First down Wolves. 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Baker's going to keep this one run ahead. He has some running room. Another missed tackle, changes direction and pulled down at the 23-yard line. But again, Cordova just moving the ball at will against these Bartlett Panthers.
Well, they've shown a variety of plays, all quarterback reads, a little fake screen. They've hit a pass, all with good communication. Excellent job of field generalship by Baker.
LJ squirts through the line, dives to the 19-yard line.
As I say, Baker, long line of Bakers here at Cordova. Just happens that his oldest brother graduated with my son back here in 01. He's got another brother who is a senior, or a freshman pitcher at the baseball team over at the University of Memphis. So they come from a long line of good athletes. He comes from some poise.
LJ Larry Johnson trying to outrun everyone to the corner, turns it upfield and gets across the 15 down near the 13-yard line. It'll be third and short. Third and about 3. Or excuse me, second and about 3 for Cordova. They send 3 to the left side this time, 1 to the top of the screen. And Baker again to Johnson. This time it's read well by the Bartlett defense. He scored it out maybe a yard, and that's it. Third and short. Tackle applied for Bartlett by 2 of the front men, Stephen Carter and Nick Yancey.
Yeah, they've all, rather than just playing read defense there, they both stunted a little bit and got to where they could hit some gaps, and then they hit the hole. Good defense finally stopped them for no gain.
Shaw again, check that Johnson again, he changes direction, shoots it upfield, gets near the 10-yard line. He's going to be about half a yard shy, and again, Bartlett stiffens up as they reach the goal line. Tyler Freeman on the tackle for Bartlett.
Yeah, the unblocked guy there on the end of the line of scrimmage, number 54, Tyler Bartlett, was, essentially he just closed down in there and was able to get him tackled from the side or behind a little bit. Big play here. You got to think about this one a little bit. Fourth down. They're going to go ahead and call timeout and talk about it, I think.
Chris Richmond also in on that last stop. Yeah. And Cordova does call a timeout with 1:28 to go on a big 4th and a yard for the Wolves. Trying to keep this drive going. Don, what do? Do you take the 3? Do you go for the first down? What do you do?
You got to win. So, I think in Cordova's situation, especially the way they've been moving the ball, this is a pretty good risk. What happens if you don't get it? You end up holding them down inside their own yard line, so the only thing you lose is the opportunity to score. Based on the field goal, you got to believe that Gonzalez is going to make the kick, which brings you within 1. But if you make it, then it adds to the enthusiasm of your group and keeps some momentum going.
Cordova has done a great job moving it to the 20, but then when they get inside that, they seem to be stiffening up a little bit.
Well, it's the style of defense. Essentially, they're not changing their alignment much at Bartlett until they substitute to the 4-man line and go to their goal line. But when they've got their 3-3 or 3-3-5, however you want to look at it, they're walking the outside linebackers out on the receivers to prevent the easy passes in the pass game. But it thins you down against the run, and that's where Cordova's been making the money.
It's like this good-looking sophomore, Jeremy Merriweather, one of the tackles for Bartlett on defense. Only a sophomore, 6'2", 205. They have a lot of players on that team that are cut, just look like they're ready for the next level.
Yeah, well, their defense is loaded. They're getting a lot of experience as they play. You go across their defensive front, it's sophomore to linebacker, sophomore safety, sophomore corner. So 6 sophomores out of that defensive group.
All right, they got the call. Looks like they're going for it on 4th and 1. Taking a long time.
Yeah, the officials are waiting on. They're waiting on the television, I believe, here to give them the signal to go ahead and run the play.
Now they're coming.
We appreciate the cooperation of the officials. You can't say enough about these guys who do what they do every week, and there's going to be a false start.
There's a direct snap right back to Larry Johnson, and somebody moved up a little quick. Cost him 5 and cost him, I think, the chance and a first down.
Yeah, that changes the whole deal right there.
False start on the offense. Remains 4th down.
So that brings in Roberto Gonzalez. He'll kick it from the 22. It'll be a 32-yard field goal. A left-footed kicker. With the hold is Larry Williams. And we'll have to bend it in there. A little left to right breaker. There's the kick. It's up, and it is no good, short and to the left. So once again, Cordova moves the ball very well until they get inside the 20. And have a field goal that is too short. Bartlett will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was disappointing. He had struck the first field goal more than well enough to get it in there. He's talking to his holder there. And they got to work it out. It's got to be a 3-man team. Ball's got to be where he's going to kick it, but he's got to deliver it. That just wasn't struck very squarely.
Here come the Bartlett Panthers, who have adapted to this wishbone offense very, very well. Quarterback Dustin Rover feeds it to the inside man, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. And James Brooks there to stand him up.
You know, the thing about the wishbone, too, is everybody, you have to be coached up on assignment football, quarterback, dive, quarterback, pitch. But the other thing is you got 3 backs in the backfield, and you can still run power and misdirection. Woody Hayes lived with a flat full house backfield. The wishbone is very similar, just a little slightly different alignment by the halfbacks.
Craig Jones on that last carry for Bartlett. Handed off to the fullback, Zach Panis. Gets a couple. It'll be 3rd and about 7. Cameron Allen on the tackle for Cordova. Let's talk about Craig Jones for a minute. Clemson, Ole Miss, Louisville, Indiana, Miami, Arkansas, Auburn. Some SEC schools in there, Big East schools. He's being recruited from all points of the country.
Well, there's a lot of traffic through this town. Everybody debates whether or not there are a lot of major college prospects in this town, and there are enough to attract all the major schools to come in and take a look.
3rd and 6. And the quarter is ended here at the Wolves' Den in Cordova, Tennessee. The visiting Bartlett Panthers leading the Cordova Wolves 7-3 on CSS, your source for high school sports. Days at 5 and 10 Central for a fast break debate on the hottest sports stories in the Southeast and the biggest sports personalities. NFL expert Ray Buchanan will be in studio Monday to look back at the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans in the Monday night matchup between the Jaguars and the undefeated Indianapolis Colts, plus the rest of weekend number 7 in the National Football League. 3rd and 6 for Bartlett. And looky here. Rovery on the run that he scored the touchdown. Didn't get the touchdown, but gained it up to midfield. And wow, that's when they'll have to adjust to.
Well, you're seeing a good ride there. Nice job of disconnecting. Good job of using himself up there. Now you've got the halfback loading on the inside linebacker, and the pitch player is not staying on the pitch. You got to cover the man. It's like basketball when he doesn't have the ball. You still have to cover him. And he's been following what he thinks is the ball action inside there. And again, this is the second time the quarterback circled the entire team.
Rovery from the 49, 1st and 10 Bartlett. Going to hand it to Jones. Sidesteps down the line and gets, boy, it looked like wasn't going to be much. Turns it into a 10-yard gain, maybe 9. It'll be 2nd and short.
Well, that's, again, you alternate between triple option football where you don't block a guy or two to power football where you can load them up with 2 lead blockers and power down the field. It gives your lineman a heck of an opportunity to keep a defense off guard and off balance, physically off balance, as well as just being able to come off and smash somebody. It's good therapy.
2nd and 1. They send one out to the bottom of the screen. Hand it off to the fullback. He's hit at the line and just fights his way forward for a yard. Cameron Allen on the tackle, but that would be another Bartlett first down. You know, we asked Bobby Armbruster before the game, do you ever throw the ball? He says, we throw it all over the yard. Then we start the game. Well, Cordova with 8 first downs, 131 yards on the ground. A lot of time of possession, but they're trailing 7-3. Bartlett struck fast and quick.
Well, they're doing a nice job, and they do look like a team that understands the wishbone. So Coach Armbruster's got things going over there. Now they got the unbalanced set going to the field, which is another advantage in the wishbone.
Quick hitter up the middle for Keenan Madden. Only a sophomore. He was a starter as a freshman for the Bartlett Panthers. James Brooks on the tackle. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
You know, people would wonder why in the wishbone you would put your tight end over there inside of the split end and make him ineligible. Well, what happens a lot of times is you get a front or a defensive scheme that allows you to run an option to the tight end side, but you always end up running it into the boundary. Well, if they're going to give you that alignment, line it up to the field. Who cares if the tight end's ineligible?
Oh, Craig Jones hit in the backfield. That one didn't work. Trip Thomas, senior defensive tackle, knocked him for a loss. That's the first loss we've had tonight for either team.
Now that's another old school play. That's a double read. That's the ISO there. They're just bringing the power over there, and somebody no-nos on the blocker at the point of attack. It looks like Keaton Manning was supposed to kick out on that outside linebacker and ran right past it. That's a recognition thing, just a mental error, not so much not a lack of courage or knowledge or anything. It was just a recognition thing, and all of a sudden the guy he was supposed to block was past him and making a tackle for loss. That's why Bartlett needs to discuss this one a little bit on this 3rd down.
Bobby Armbruster is going to talk to his team. Let's go to the huddle.
Let's go flip. Let's run a read back this way. All right. All right, let's go. Read back this way. Let's get 5. Let's go flip. Run it this side. 34 read. 34 read. Let's go. Let's get about 5 or 6 here, and then we'll pick it up. Let's go. Get on to him, man. Let's go. Get after him. Let's go.
Yeah, so he's already told them they're going to go for it on 4th anyway. They're going to get 5 or 6 on this down and get close enough to go for it on 4th. If they don't, then they'll go ahead and involve the special teams. But essentially now you're looking at the first of a 2-down series.
3rd and 8 for the Panthers. Have to get across the 30 near the 29-yard line for the first down. They send one receiver out wide right. That's Wyatt Lindsay. Takes the handoff, pitch back to Craig Jones, tries to get outside, does, and turns it upfield, and then a flag comes out late. To check that out, Jeremy Tate made the tackle for Cordova. A block in the back, charge to the Bartlett Panthers, so that will negate that run by Craig Jones, and they'll repeat 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and about 12.
That time Cordova ended up accounting for everybody a little better. As Bovary got outside, Rovery got outside.
Block in the back.
Here it
on
comes.
the offense.
There's the right
10-yard penalty
disconnect
from the spot of
Go
the
outside.
foul.
You see number 2 out there looking for somebody to arc. There's the pitch. Still got it circled. And there's the block in the back. Went right by the ball carrier there at the end. It was the wide receiver.
So 3rd and 12.
Didn't see a lot of it. Just saw it flash by, but that was the one.
Just enough. That's all the official needed to see also, was just enough. So 3rd and 12 now for the Panthers. A pass. And an incompleted pass. Over to the intended receiver. Julian Scott.
Yeah, in the wishbone with just one receiver out there, you end up, you really end up doing some things, and you got to say, well, you know, really, why? You know, a play action pass on 3rd and 12. Yeah, who knows, you know.
Thought they were going to surprise him. It did.
And it's just man-to-man coverage, so you got to match up anyway and go by him. And that was just a streak, which is a low percentage pass anyway. But that's life in the wishbone.
The punter, Sam Thompson, out. A short kick that will take a Bartlett bounce just shy the 20-yard line, and that's where Cordova will take over 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, Antonio Avant had a straight run to the punter and just didn't lay out where the ball was going to get kicked. Now, he didn't run into the punter either, which kept him from getting a roughing call, but he certainly had a chance to double thump that one.
He'll be thinking about it next time he kicks it.
Just a little bit of, you can see he's already passed it. Matter of fact, he was so there, he was past the ball before it actually got kicked.
Overrunning a rush. Don't see that very often. 1st and 10 for Cordova from their own 21. From the shotgun, Cameron Baker. He's going to throw it across the middle. Complete at the 35. Then disconnected, and they're going to rule it incomplete, saying he didn't have control of the football. That's number 5 for Cordova. Quinnell Williams and Willie Matthews on the disconnect hit.
Yep, nice seam route. Yeah, they were running all ups. There was a guy wide open. It was in between the 3 safeties. It was just a little late getting there, which gave Matthews a chance to close and make the tackle.
Rashad Shaw, he's tackled for a loss. Back at the 18-yard line, it was Stephen Carter who tripped him up.
Yeah, you're seeing a little more penetration now, a little more stunting out of that 3-3 defense, and that's, you can sit there and be static and play read in a 3-3 where you're outnumbered a little bit and just see how it matches up. But the real benefit to the 3-3, the Jolie Woods, Jolie Dunn way of getting after it is to come after you with stunts, and I can see they've gone to a 4-man line now.
Gonna throw it downfield. Let's go. It's short and out of bounds. And Cordova will have to kick the football away.
Trying to get it to Greg Moore, but by the time they had already run that far on the quarterback sprint out, Greg Moore had, as you say, like Elvis, left the building. He was way out of reach of Baker's arm, and that ball just drifted out of bounds.
Now Kyle Schrader will be standing just outside of his end zone to kick it away. And 2 Bartlett return men back. Jared Worthington and Willie Matthews. Low snap, picks it up, gets it off, and then his knee was down at the 2-yard line, and Bartlett will have it 1st and goal. Oh, my.
Now, that's the second time this year we've seen a punter knee a low snap. It was, there he is. There's the low snap. Good infielder. Handles it.
Whoa, I don't know if his knee was down. I believe his knee was up when he got control of the football.
Well, these guys don't have the benefit of looking at it like we do there, but this is the second time this call is going to challenge a defense. It was how Melrose got the ball in against Whitehaven earlier on. Whitehaven's defense was dominant, but ended up giving the ball up in a short field based on a need down punt snap.
1st and goal from the 3. Jones follows his blockers, keeps the legs churning, and gets in for the score. 13-3, Bartlett with the lead. They turn over. I call it a turnover that Cordova could ill afford.
Yep, there it is. Just power football. Both backs leading up in there. You can see the movement coming, and he adds a little movement to it and finishes it by running behind his pads. Garrett Edmonds coming in to complete the play on the extra point.
Everything perfect. The kick is perfect. 14-3. Bartlett with the lead. 7:56 to go in the second quarter here at the Wolves Den in Cordova on CSS, your source for high school sports. Back in Cordova, 14-3. Bartlett with the lead, and Edmonds kicks it off. Will be fielded at the 9-yard line. Coming across field to the 20, cuts it up to the 25, gets a block, gets outside, across the 40, to to the 50. And stepped out of bounds at the 49-yard line. A good return for Cordova by Fletcher Cleaves.
Now that's what he was trying to do the first time when he didn't get the ball cleanly handled. Now there was a block right about the 33-yard line, a decleater, a run over the top of your open field block. Well executed play. It's going to be right when he turns up the sideline. Here he comes. He's fought his way all the way across. Good job of working it. There's the block. There's the block. There it is right there. Number 5, Quinnell Williams plants his man on coverage, gets him the extra yards up the sidelines before he runs out of space.
First and 10, Cordova in Bartlett territory. Rashard Shaw gets to the 40 after the 42-yard return by Fletcher Cleaves, and there's going to be a hold to discontinue that run. Holding again on Cordova. That a couple of times tonight that they've had that.
Says it's spotted. Holding
Keaton
the
Baker.
offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Keaton Baker, the new quarterback, in for Cordova. Sophomore, 6 foot, 160 pounds.
Could it be the next Baker?
Dumps it underneath for the screen. Shaw looking for blockers and gets to the 49-yard line of Cordova. Stephen Carter, the sophomore. Well, something tells me we're going to be calling his name a lot in the next 2+ games years. Makes the tackle for Bartlett.
You know, it's amazing how many times good hustle by a defensive lineman tackles screens. The screens work because they're fake passes, and linemen are supposed to rush out into oblivion. When they recognize it and pursue, they get a lot of good plays.
2nd and 12. And getting across midfield and stumbling down to the 44-yard line was number 22, Alan Farmer, one of the backup running backs here for Cordova. Dennis Calicut on the tackle.
I'm not sure he made the tackle. I think he attempted the tackle, which is a concern and has been the way that Cordova's been running. There's a tackle, and he's up and almost again. I think gravity is essentially gets credit for that one.
There's Alan Farmer again across the 40, out of bounds at the 38-yard line. By Danny Chambliss. And another first down for Cordova. Don, they're moving the football again. They'll see if they can finish the deal now.
Cordova's doing a nice job. They are signaling, and everybody on the offense is watching the signal, so they are getting the call from Coach Ashbrook on the sideline. And there's a miscue and a no-gainer, but that's the first one of those we've had in a long time.
Miscue on the misdirection for Larry Johnson. Got back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he lost a yard. 2nd and 11. Troy Perkins made the tackle. Baker again throws it. Caught at the 30-yard line. Trying to make a move. Coming upfield. Does to the 26-yard line is Quinnell Williams. He's tackled by Craig Jones. Been moved the chains again. Cordova 1st and 10 at the Bartlett 26-yard line.
Well, they threw that one. They just threw that into double coverage. There was a man pressed on Quinnell and a guy over the top of him. Quinnell worked his way loose of the underneath defender, and good throw by young Keaton.
Keaton Baker looking good. The sophomore hands it off to Larry Johnson, trying to whip it outside and can't. He couldn't outrun the strong safety, Craig Jones. As good on defense as he is on offense, and he tackled him for a loss back near the 30-yard line.
Yes, he looked. We're going to say that he looked pretty manly on that, because he took apart Alan Farmer, the blocker, backed him up over there, and then just continued to chase on down and get the ball carrier down for almost a no gain.
2nd and 12. Keaton Baker on a busted play, and he's going to be tackled for a loss at the 35-yard line. Somebody didn't read that play right. Larry Johnson wouldn't take the handoff. Danny Chambliss made him pay for it. Also, Stephen Carter in on the tackle. trouble for Bartlett. They give us forward progress to the 33. It'll be third in an eternity.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication there. He was looking to give on the read play, and there was no one there to do it, so he was stuck with the ball and nobody blocking.
And a timeout on the field with 4:38 to go before halftime. Bartlett leading Cordova 14-3. Cordova tonight, Rashad Shaw, 12 rushes, 90 yards. He's only 10 shy of the century mark.
Well, they've been moving the ball. They got lots of yards. There's no question. They've done a good job of that. But where their problem is when they get there, they have undone themselves.
Larry Johnson, 5. Looking for more high school football coverage? Stay tuned after the game for In the Huddle at 10:30 Central to get a look at the top high school football teams and recruits in the Southeast, plus a preview of the week's best gridiron matchups. Also catch In the Huddle every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central and again Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Central, only on CSS. The Bakers tonight, between the two of them, 5 for 7. There's a pass underneath by Keaton, the sophomore, and very minimal gain to the 30-yard line. And Cordova again moves the football well, but stalls before they can get points.
Well, you know, and they're in that hinterland, that Nemo land of whether to punt or whether to go for it on fourth or at the 30-yard line. If they were to punt the ball in the end zone, they're going to gain 10 yards on field position. So fourth and 15 is almost impossible to gain statistically, so they are going to try to squeeze Bartlett down into their end zone.
And Kyle Schrader, who went to a knee on the low snap last time, will kick it from his 45-yard line. Nobody deep for Bartlett, and a high snap this time. Catches it, boots it away, and it will roll to the 6-yard line and be down there by the Cordova Wolves. 3:39 remain until halftime, and Bartlett with a 14-3 lead over Cordova here at the Wolves Den in Cordova, Tennessee.
Kyle's got to do a little math too. He's making life difficult for his snapper. The long snapper is either Trip Thomas or Tyler King, but you're supposed to line up at 14 and a half, 15 yards. 14 is optimum, and he was at 15 and a half, 16, and just 2 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you're standing on your head throwing it between your legs.
Getting ready to get crunched by a big old nose guard named Stephen Carter. Here's Bartlett again. 1st and 10. Changing direction is Keenan Madden trying to make something out of nothing, and he maybe got a yard before he was run down by Jeremy Tate. Good second effort by Keenan Madden, only to get a yard.
Yeah, good salty play in the defensive front that time. They tried to base block the offense's right side of that defensive line, and they just got no movement. Madden got stuffed behind his own blocker and tried to bounce it outside, where good play, stayed at home. Tate made the play.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Rovery doesn't pitch it this time, and he's dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Number 52, Trip Thomas, made the tackle. 6 foot, 245-pound senior for this Cordova Wolf defense. So it'll be 3rd and 10, and big opportunity here for Cordova. If they can stop them for a minimal gain, they'll get the ball back in excellent field position.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't exactly see it, but I know what happened. 52 as a defensive lineman, he was the read on the give. When the read on the give tackles the quarterback, I think you probably should have given it, because nobody tackled the fullback. So, funny world.
Rovery again pitches it back, changing direction. Here he comes. That's Craig Jones. He'll outrun everybody. A flag behind the play. This one's going to come back. But Craig Jones had to go all the way across the field. Got the gain down to the 30-yard line before he's run out of bounds by Kyle Schrader. But it'll come back on the hold. But how about Craig Jones changing direction and just outrunning everyone?
Yeah, that play was a mess to start with. Again, Rover has had two, I would say, misreads. Now there he disconnects well, but that's the pitch key. Okay, so you got to pitch it off your pitch key. If that wasn't a pitch key, then number 65, Jeff Price missed his block so badly that he ended up making the play. But on the reverse to the field there, I think we get a block in the back.
Offsetting penalties. Holding on Bartlett. Face mask on Cordova. They'll do it all over again.
Yeah.
Good break for Bartlett. Will not only do it over, but it also takes valuable time off the clock. 2 minutes to go until halftime.
Been a fast half. A lot of good running, a lot of good execution. Not perfect, but just good, solid high school football. Two teams doing quite well. Good competition this evening. They're going to talk this one over.
Timeout on the field called by the Bartlett Panthers. Want to talk about what they're going to do. And we'll try to get into the Panther huddle and see what Bobby Armbruster has to say to his football team. They lead it 14-3.
Actually, we're probably going to see that big guy there with the mustache and the headphones down around his neck is Terry Austin, who had been at Germantown with Coach Armbruster for 19 years together before they came up to Bartlett. And now it appears they've got a little momentum going and starting to establish a little tradition here too.
Here's your difference between a 4-3 team, Don, and a 2-5 team. Cordova 3 of 7 on third downs. Bartlett 2 of 3.
Also, I'd like to remind everybody we've got the silent auction going on over here behind the press box. There's a silent auction, and it will be ending at the end of the
Okay, well, 3rd and 10 is not your ideal situation for a wishbone team who really doesn't even care to be in 3rd and 10. Most of the time, you just soon punt it anyway. Let your punter play, and then play defense. That's how you. It's the concept. It's the basics of your offense. Now they are going to try to get it, but it's not something that is a strength. They like being 2nd and 6,
but
3rd and 2,
I'm thinking
1st
when you
and
have
10.
Fred Jones,
well, you always got a chance.
Backfield, you're probably going to get more than you're not going to get.
They're still in the bone though, so they got to run the play.
Dustin Rovery under center on 3rd and 10. Pitch back to Keenan. Madden, and he gets to the 10-yard line. Only a 3-yard gain, and Bartlett will have to kick it away. Cordova calls it. A fumble on the play. Fumble, and Cordova's going to get it inside the 10 in 1st and goal. Who was it that stripped it? Looked like it's number 51 for Cordova. My favorite number of all time. It's James Brooks.
And I believe Antonio Avant came out. He was the one catching the congratulations coming off the sidelines. There was a penalty on Bartlett that was obviously declined by Cordova to take possession of the turnover. This could be a little. This could bring it back into a much tighter realm here at halftime.
And a big, huge momentum swing coming up for either Cordova or Bartlett.
Well, it's homecoming for Cordova this week, big time. We'll see a nice band here at halftime. We'll see the Princesses.
Pitch back by the starter, Cameron Baker. He gets it down to Sean. He gets it in the end zone. Touchdown, 10-yard run for Rashad Shaw. Cordova back in this ballgame. It's 14-9 right before halftime.
Yep, that's a speed option, well executed. Stretch him out, get him blocked on the perimeter. Rashad did a nice job of running it there, well executed all the way across. Both times on turnovers, the first play after the turnover has come to give a touchdown. Actually, the punt, the knee punt on the ground was the last play to make the short score. But that's a big play for Cordova.
Roberto Gonzalez to attempt the extra point. He'll have to do it from 5 yards back.
On the offense, still an untimed down.
1:43 to go until halftime, and the Cordova Wolves a PAT away from making it a 3-point ball game. Kick is up, and it's good. Check that, make it a 4-point ball game. 14-10. Bartlett with the lead on CSS, your source for high school sports. In Cordova, 14-10. Bartlett with the lead. And there's the kick short. Go out of bounds. They'll get the ball at the 35-yard line. And it looked like that was a designed call.
Roberto Gonzalez warming up actually put pretty good foot on the ball, but since he missed that one field goal, he made one field goal to start their scoring, and then the second one was it was like he swung the wedge in long grass underneath the ball, and it flew across. He barely made that extra point, and this kick, where the ball wasn't moving at all, didn't go very far. He's got to focus on what he's swinging his leg at right now.
Gives the Panthers excellent field position at the 35-yard line with 1:43 to score again. So out comes Dustin Rovery, Craig Jones and company, and the old wishbone. They've done a nice job moving the football tonight. And give a lot of credit to the big offensive line. They average about 250 up front, maybe even more. A little different set. In motion is the fullback. And it's James Brooks making the tackle. On Keenan, Matt.
On the carry, Willie Matthews. Play by number 51, James Brooks.
One play, 9 yards, 8 seconds off the clock. We've had a couple of one-play scores tonight in this ballgame.
And a lot of long ones for no points. So it's been pretty good high school football. These guys are executing. We've seen good skill. Like the running backs, like the play of the quarterbacks. Defenses have been suspect.
Again in motion is Panis. Feeds a handoff straight ahead to the line of scrimmage no more, where the tackle's made by Trip Thomas. Clock down to 54 seconds. Cordova with one timeout left, Bartlett with one, and 3rd and 8 for the Panthers.
I'll tell you, just looking at the back of the huddle there, you can see Craig Jones is a guy that's going to be recruited and wearing different uniforms on Saturday here pretty soon. He's a guy that really looks like a prospect physically, and of course we've seen him carry the ball, so we know it's both are true.
Three seniors and 2 juniors up front for Bartlett, and timeout called with 14 seconds to go in the half. Well, we've seen a good first half here, Don, between the Bartlett Panthers and the Cordova Wolves. Both teams have moved the football. Cordova really has moved the football better than Bartlett has. They're just on the short end of the stick right now.
Well, they've had longer drives. They've done a better job of that, and they've handled the ball well, except in key situations. They had a touchdown called back that turned into a field goal, and they took advantage of a turnover, and they had a lot of yards in the middle there. So both teams are coaching it up right now. Coach Doughton, head coach of Cordova, runs the defense. You can see him out there in the middle of the huddle, trying to make sure they don't give up anything silly at the end of the half.
What they're not doing, Don, is what now you in the world of sales always hear: you got to be a closer, and they have not been able to close it yet.
Well, it's a long sales sequence. How do you say that? They got a lot more to do here.
And I hate long sales sequences. And feeding his way through the line is the Bartlett back. Looks like it's Jones on the carry straight ahead. He gets to the 43-yard line, and Cordova calls a timeout.
Cordova calls a timeout because it's 4th down with 8 seconds.
4th and 2.
The strategy might be here that since they had run Avant right by the punter in the last time that Bartlett punted, perhaps if Bartlett does punt on this down, they can get a double thump and see if they can make a play in the kicking game. And they are expecting the punt. You know, the counter to that would be Bartlett going for it on 4th. Only 8 seconds left. There wouldn't be a lot of time even if they didn't make it. But the position would be there at midfield for a prayer of a touchdown pass at the end of the half. we'll see what Bartlett's got going here. They have their offense on the field. Rovery is on, and the punter, Edmonds, is not.
They see a little pooch here from Dustin Rovery.
We're going to see him go for it on 4th.
Or we may see that. Look for a hard count here.
Could be the no-brainer.
And in motion. Hands it to Jones. First down to midfield.
And that'll be the half.
So Dustin Jones, he closes the deal to end the first half. Doesn't allow Cordova to get the football. We have played one half of football here at Cordova, Tennessee. Oh. Going to reset the change with 2 seconds left on the clock. And we go to halftime. Set the change, start the clock, go to the locker room. Pretty good first half here in Cordova, Tennessee. The Bartlett Panthers roll in and take a 14-10 lead to the locker room. Profiles next on Cordova and Bartlett. This is CSS, your source for high school sports. Freeze back at Cordova. Finishing up halftime here on homecoming 2007 for the Cordova Wolves, and some good representation from the football team on the homecoming court. Tyler King, the senior center for Cordova. He's named the actual king of homecoming here in 07.
He's a handsome young man with a funny-looking crown on, but he was glad to be there. Had a big smile, and he was definitely celebrating. He's a happy guy.
Can he get that helmet down over that crown? Do you think he'll probably not wear that in the second half?
He gave up the crown for the second half here. They got some work to do, down by 4.
Don, you know, we talked about before the game that Cordova had the athletes to pull off an upset and get this train back on the right track. Do they have enough to finish off this game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got a chance to break the play. I mean, anytime Rashad Shaw has had the ball, it's been pretty exciting. You're going to see him now on the pitch play right here. Rashad has great elusive running skills. He's very good. He a little iffy on that catch there, but you know, he ran right through those tackles. This is what Coach Armbruster over at Bartlett was afraid of, was good running and poor tackling. And in terms of, do they have enough athletes? Since Cordova High School started, first graduating class in 01, they've had 71 players go on to college football. They had 13 signed last year with some sort of athletic aid, and they got 2 guys in the NFL right now. Do they have enough talent? Yeah, they do now, and they have in the past. Those guys in the past can't help them tonight, but I mean, but yeah, they've got enough athletic ability to make a difference here tonight.
Their quarterback tonight, Cameron Baker, he has done an excellent job on running the football, running this football team up and down the field. A couple of times, though, they just could not get it in the end zone, or else we'd see a Cordova lead at halftime instead of a Bartlett lead at halftime.
Well, the first field goal should have been a touchdown. I mean, that was one, a penalty took them out of it. They weren't able to overcome that one, and yeah, they've got to quit wasting opportunities when they come up, because Bartlett is a solid football team, and Craig Jones is definitely the real deal.
And the Bartlett Panthers will get the ball first in the second half. Maybe a little momentum swing at the end of the first half with Cordova taking it in, and
kind of anxious to see how Roberto hits the ball this time. He might kick it a little better.
142 yards rushing for Cordova in the first half, 137 for Bartlett. Difference passing yards for Cordova, 63-0 for Bartlett. 1 turnover in the game. That was charged to the Bartlett Panthers on the fumble, but the knee on the end for Cordova, you can whistle that or say it as a turnover. That was a big play in the first half. Kickoff will be finally fielded at the 23-yard line. Squirted through a bunch of Panthers' legs and finally taken by number 82, Julian Scott, at the 24.
Yeah, no, that was a definite planned squib, and that was a well-executed squib. He hit it well, and it was hard to handle. Well-executed kick
and
there.
And it stayed within the boundaries.
Yes, it stayed in the field of play, which allowed the ball to be inside the 35.
Here come the Bartlett Panthers, led by senior quarterback Dustin Rovery.
Anxious to see how, after the halftime, what adjustments the coaches make, because I know for a fact Terry Austin knows the dog out of the wishbone. So if there's something that's available to him, you're going to see it now.
Handed off to Craig Jones. He just blasted up the middle across the 25 to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. It will be a gain of 4 and a second down coming up for the Bartlett Panthers.
Yep. Can't beat it. You just come out, check out the offense, check out the defense, give them a non-executing play, and in the vernacular of a wishbone team, non-executing means you're not trying to read your way out of it for the option dive, quarterback, key pitch. You're just turning around, blocking guys, and handing the ball off and running it.
Going to hand it to Jones again, and he just runs right off tackle across the 35 near the 38-yard line. And right now, Bartlett's just coming out, punching him right in the mouth.
Well, and that's what you call an executing play. That's where he read the dive. The dive defender did not come down and tackle him well enough, and if you allow that big guy to run straight at you, it ain't going to be. You got to put a little more in there than an arm tackle to get him stopped.
1st and 10 from the Bartlett 37-yard line. Just underway here in the third quarter, with the Panthers leading the Wolves 14-10. One receiver split out to the left side. Make the handoff to the fullback, hand it to Jones, and he gets up to the 45-yard line. Jeremy Tate made the tackle.
Yeah, that's just a simple power play too. That's a fake to the fullback and a predetermined give to the second back through. What it allows you to do is lead with both of the other backs, the fullback and the front side halfback, and give it to your best running back. Power running all the way.
Cameron Allen listed as a tight end, getting a chance on defensive end for Cordova. Also in on that last stop. A gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Keenan Madden just straight up the middle. I mean, this is nothing fancy at all. It's just get the ball, go straight ahead, and move the chains. Kevin Estes on the tackle for Cordova, but not before Madden picks up the necessary yardage for the first down at the 49, 1st and 10 Bartlett.
Well, everybody's working at halftime because now Cordova's come out. They're not playing their odd front now. They're playing an even with more down linemen in the game. Uncovering the center and covering both guards and tackles with more people in the box. So they've got a little different wishbone adjustment for them, for Bartlett here in the second half as well.
Rovery under center in the wishbone. To Jones, and he just continues to do what he's done so well tonight. Gets it across midfield, across the 45-yard line to the 43, where Kenny Reed made the tackle after the gain of 8. Make it 9.
Kenny Reed went in there with great enthusiasm to make that tackle, but the momentum of that 209-pound back rolled him up a little bit. It was a courageous tackle, but it's what you got to do for the good of the team.
And he does a nice job of leading when he runs. He doesn't run straight up and down. He is
powerful runner, runs behind his pads.
2nd and 1. And movement by Craig Jones. Flinched just enough to draw the flag, and they'll march it back 5 yards.
Yep, went with a little longer count that time than normal. They've been coming up and going pretty quick. And it's good to change the count, but when you get into a rhythm in a game and you have to change the count, you got to remind your guys. That's another subtlety of quarterbacking, saying, okay, guys, we're going on a long count. We're going on a long count. Hang with me, guys. And that's, that one they just hurt themselves.
2nd and 6 now. Check that.
I'm not having you balance my checkbook.
2nd and 7, close to 8. They lost a couple of yards. That was a 7-yard mark off. Keenan Madden gets it outside, but he can't turn the corner. Tripped up in the backfield, and then got enough foot to get a couple of yards, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and long for Bartlett. Cameron Allen tripped up at the shoestrings, and Madden lost balance and couldn't get much more than 2 more yards. It's 3rd and 5.
Just kept kind of sliding around out there, and eventually they pushed him laterally enough that Allen came off and made the tackle. Looked like he was going to break loose but he never did. Good pursuit by the defense.
3rd and 5 for the Bartlett Panthers. Disconnect. No pitch. Run out of bounds at the 45-yard line at Cordova, and they're going to get the ball back. That was Cameron Baker, Dustin Rovery on the keeper. He ran out of room. Nowhere to pass, nowhere to run.
He tried to do what had occurred in the first half, where there was really no one to pitch to, but the defense pursued so much better. They didn't allow him to get to the boundary cleanly and put him into a punt set.
Sam Thompson will kick it away, standing at his 42-yard line, and back at the 13-yard line is Rashad Shaw. Bad snap again, and he gets it off with a very short kick. Of less than 20 yards.
Now that's the second time. They must be sliding that protection over to the fullback side, because again, Cordova had a free rush at the punt, and they just didn't take it. You know, and everybody thinks, well, blocking a punt's easy. It ain't easy unless you practice doing it. You have to practice running in front of that punter and putting your hands on the ball, going to where the ball's going to be. And when you get into a game, and if you've never done it before, a lot of guys just lock up, freeze up, and don't make the play.
Here come the Cordova Wolves. And one of the members of the homecoming court stays near the sideline. That's Greg Moore. From the shotgun, Cameron Baker. Hands it off to Rashad Shaw, and he just does what he did in the first half. Rips off 12 yards and a quick first down for Cordova. Tackled by number 26, Dennis Calicut and Nemario Yancey.
Now the difference is they're tackling him from behind. This is the backside linebacker chasing him down from behind. They are excellent at the point of attack tonight.
1st and 10 Cordova. Again, Baker from the shotgun. Hands it off to Larry Johnson. He gets across midfield down the 42-yard line. Tackled by Nick Morris, but moved the chains again. That's a 15, 16-yard gain.
Yeah, there's the counter to that first lead read play. All of a sudden, everybody's chasing Shaw through to the offense's right. Johnson hangs back and hits it on the counter and finds a great gap to run through.
Baker throws it complete to Morris to the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you, Moore, that's his second catch tonight. I think he had 7 or 8 last week, but he is a prospect because he just handled the ball so naturally there. Ran the little hitch, kind of smashed back underneath the coverage, and then just caught it and was ready to accelerate. This guy's a good-looking prospect.
13-yard gain, 1st and 10. Nick Morris on the tackle. Counter to Shaw. Gets to the 26. Nick Yancey on the tackle.
Yep, good. Same play as just mirrored to where Shaw was the second back through that time. You can see him looking to the sideline. They are all well-drilled, well-schooled. There's no communications other than the coach signaling in the play. They know just what it is.
2nd and 5. Baker's going to throw it again. Morris across the middle, catches it and slides at the 10-yard line. Tried to cut, lost his feet, but it's another first down.
Was there a sign out there, ice on the road? I mean, he just went to cut and hit a soft spot or something and didn't put his plant foot underneath his body. He was just running open, getting ready to try to score, and bing, went down.
1st and goal from the 10. That was a 22-yard gain. Handoff to Shaw, back to the line of scrimmage. No more. Jeremy Merriweather, easy for me to say, made this hit for the Bartlett Panthers.
This is where it's gotten a little tougher. They've committed more people now to the run. They're giving you one-on-one coverage outside, which they have hit more twice on the coverage. The last slant route was against man-to-man, and now you're seeing man-to-man again. Moore gets single coverage out here on the side.
Pitch back. Oh, hit hard. Larry Johnson, about the time he caught the football, he caught the big hit from number 50, Nemario Yancey. A 3-yard loss, 3rd and goal from the 13.
Well executed option there. The only problem was you could just see the lineman who was trying to zone up to get in front of Yancey did not make it.
And again, Cordova stalls inside the 20. Baker throws it underneath to LJ, and he is tackled for no gain. Got back to the line of scrimmage. No more. A trio of Bartlett Panthers brought him down. And they're going to have to kick it again. Boy, they move the ball so well until they get inside the 20. This will be a 30-yard field goal attempt for Roberto Gonzalez.
Hold and snap was perfect last time.
Gets it down, kick is up, and it is good. A line drive through the uprights, and Cordova makes it a one-point ball game with 4:36 to go in the game. And what a job by the holder. Larry Williams getting it down, and Gonzalez getting it through.
Yes, that snap was behind the holder's hip. That was an excellent catch to start with, and then to get the ball around in front of him with the kicker coming at him, that was good teamwork. You got to love it when those guys do that. That's
because field goal kicking, Don, as we see on the replay, is all about timing. You got the one, the two, the three steps, and then boot it, and the timing was perfect on a less than perfect snap.
Well, they did a nice job there. The kicker always comes to the tee. He watches the holder's hand. As soon as the hand comes off the tee, that's when he starts his approach. And you still have to get it off in like 1.3, no slower than 1.35 before a normal rush is going to get there. And you got to love success. That was a big play for him. Now they're 1 point down and a potential for
and the kick again from Roberto Gonzalez goes out of bounds. And they'll move it up to the 35-yard line. Again, we see Roberto Gonzalez kick the ball out of bounds. And Don, I'm not so sure, but I think that may be designed. They don't want to give Greg Jones a chance to run the football back.
Well, he's been fairly accurate, but you can't get it very deep. And 35 yards, the 35-yard line, you know, the one kick to open the second half was really his best because it was a good squib and it was in play. But
9 plays on the drive for Cordova. A 30-yard field goal from Roberto Gonzalez makes it a 1-point game, 14-13 Bartlett. And here come the Panthers. Keenan Madden gets it up to the 40-yard line. But check that. Greg Jones, 7 and 2s look pretty good for a guy that has limited action in his eyes. A gain of 4.
Well, the defense has either by counter design taken Bartlett out of most of their option football, and they've become a power running football team.
Kenny Reed made the tackle for Cordova. 2nd and 6. Straight ahead, the fullback, and he just bounces off would-be tacklers and has the first down across the 45.
Yeah, again, good running there. That's the backside halfback counter dive to Keenan Madden again,
who is only a sophomore, by the way.
Started last year, and again, he's a good-sized guy too, 6'2", 205. So there's going to be a good back in this backfield for another couple of years.
Kyle Schrader came up from his free safety position to make the stop. But it's 1st and 10 for Bartlett from their own 46.
Important game. Bartlett needs it to get a home playoff game. And Cordova needs it, period.
Keeps, gets a yard. Tackled by Jeremy Tate.
Yeah, that one was well defense, well schemed by Cordova there. They had the pitch key and they rolled over the safety. And that was critical because they had more people outside than they can block. So the quarterback did the wise thing. He just kept the ball. There's no reason to pitch it into unblocked defenders. So he just ducked it right there and tried to get as much as he could, which was a couple of yards. Doesn't hurt.
Bartlett has a tiebreaker scenario over Bolton for the second seed in the playoffs, and Bolton is with the neighborhood rivalry of Arlington tonight. There's Jones straight ahead, and he just quickly hits the line, gets past the initial front, gets to the 45-yard line, where Rashawn McDaniel there meets him. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And this is wishbone football right here. They're just boring them to death. They just keep running the ball. The clock keeps running. They keep gaining yards. Boom, diddy, boom, diddy, boom. You just got to get the first downs when it's 3rd down. Now, they're ideal short yardage situation for a power running team.
3rd and 1. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 14-13, Bartlett lead. Busted play. But Dustin Rovery went straight ahead and got the necessary yards. He got 2. He needed only 1. It's first down, Bartlett. Good job by Dustin Rovery. Kind of panicked initially and then just said, I got to go straight up there.
I was going to say, the only part of that play was busted was the quarterback and the running backs. The large lads up front got great movement on the Cordova front. And it is kind of a popcorn start. But all of a sudden, whoop, that counter dive is not there. But where's the Cordova defense? Well, they're pushed down the field 2.5, 3 yards. And that's right where Rovery goes before he gets turned back.
1st and 10 for Bartlett from the Cordova 43-yard line. Clock down to 1:24 in the third. Number 21 gets the carry. That's Willie Matthews. Cameron Allen on the tackle.
Again, power football. You got to love wishbone backs. If you are a wishbone back, you block, you run. You carry out your fakes. In that play, young sophomore, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore Willie Matthews carries it behind Craig Jones's block. And that's team spirit and unity. That's what you got to do if you're going to be a wishbone player. And you just got to believe that the system is going to get you your yardage to be a star in that team scheme.
Clock inside a minute, 2nd and 6 for the Bartlett Panthers. Well, he almost ran right behind him. And he gets the first down. That's a big fullback, Zach Panis. James Brooks with the tackle.
Zach Panis, he decided to take the read and make the read himself. There was going to be no disconnect. Dustin Rovery was not going to get the ball
How
out
many
of
yards
his
do you give to Rovery on that? Because it was a joint effort getting about 5 of those 9 yards.
Well, he was actually riding on the guy's back for a while. Okay, he clamps down on it. There it is. He's past his hip. The rule is you passed your hip, you got to go. That's the free safety coming up in there making the play, and he just continues to run. That's fullback run. That's wishbone football right there. Rah, 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 rah.
1st and 10 from the 30 for the Bartlett Panthers, leading 14-13. Gonna pass it down. He has a man out there. He makes the catch at the 5-yard line. A leaping grab by Julian Scott with the defender, Kenny Reed, all in his face. Look at this catch.
And here it is. Now you get a play-action pass situation that's not 3rd and 10. You get one-on-one coverage, and you get the Julian Scott doing the blow-by-you out there route. He just went by him. Ball was slightly underthrown. But that's why your wishbone quarterback is 11 for 30 with 2 interceptions and almost a touchdown. But what a good
and a quick third quarter.
What a good catch by Scott.
A quick third quarter as Julian Scott climbs the ladder and pulls down the first down catch to make it 1st and goal. Bartlett at about the 3-yard line. Haven't seen many passes tonight, but boy, that was a good one. Worth a second look, a third look.
Well, there it is. You see them all there. Great. You got 9 guys protecting, 1 guy throwing, 1 guy catching. And just he got the defender in a position where he couldn't see the ball, couldn't play the ball. Excellent job of handling. Julian Scott has been doing his duty blocking all night on the wishbone on those inside runs until he finally got a chance to run the streak and get the catch.
But Don, one thing for sure, if Bartlett puts this ball in, don't think the game's over, because Cordova is very capable of throwing the football.
Well, and there's no question that we have seen good things from Greg Moore. And Fletcher Cleaves made the nice catch in the first half, run up the sidelines. Yeah, they've got guys. They got skill guys. I mean, it's just a matter of getting it all done. Here we go. Starting the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get it in the zone here.
First and goal from the 3 for Bartlett. There's Jones straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown. Smash mouth up the middle football for the Bartlett Panthers.
That whole pile, when they got up, when they were laying on the ground, all the Bartlett ankles were laying on the goal line, which means their bodies were all the way into the end zone. That offensive line got great movement. There's the hand back, the divided action. Hold those linebackers. Good power running by the big guy. Look at it all move forward. You got Fuller, Green, and Davidson there on the left side moving that line along.
And Garrett Edmonds on for a very important point after attempt to make it an 8-point ball game. And force Cordova, if they do score, to have to go for 2. Kick is up and good. 11:54 to go in the ball game. Bartlett scores again. They lead the Cordova Wolves 21-13 on CSS, your source for high school sports. Schropel, Don Freese back in Cordova after the 10-play, 65-yard, 4-minute, 42-second drive by the Bartlett Panthers to go up 21-13. 11:54 to go here in the game. Here's a short kick fielded at the 30, coming this way. Flags come out. That'll come back. Collision at the 38, gets up to the 40. That's number 88 for Cordova. Colton Holly. But a flag back at the 29 and the 30-yard line.
Yeah, we got a block in the back. This is going to be first and goal at the first and goal. First and the other goal at the 15. Well, just 10 yards. It's going to be at the 20-yard line. First and 80.
80 yards to go.
First and 10 Cordova ball on the 20-yard line of the Wolfpack.
What you do in the quarter starts all the way through the third quarter. What's up? Third quarter starts. That's how stuff is going.
Okay. Third quarter stats. 208 yards for Bartlett on the ground, 175 for Cordova. Cordova has 100 yards through the air. Put up near 300 yards. They're going to go for more in the air. Pass complete to Fletcher Cleaves. And again, they move the football, move the chains. First down, Cordova. Dennis Calicut on the tackle.
I'll tell you, they're running those inside seams, little play action to hold the linebackers. And then you got the seam route right in there. The only guys that can take it away is the free safety from the middle, the corner coming outside in, which is where the tackle is made. Good catch by Cleaves. Good throw by Baker.
Rashad Shaw, the runoff tackle, gets near 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Second down and 5 for the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Danny Chambly on the tackle for Bartlett. Cordova again comes out just pounding the football right down the throat of the Bartlett Panthers.
Yeah, offense has not been the problem here tonight for Cordova.
It's closing the deal. Baker again. Greg Moore with a leaping catch at the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 18 yards and another Cordova first down.
6'5", 190-pound senior. I think I could coach this guy.
With leaps.
Yep, he's got the hops and he's got the hands and the courage to do it.
First down Cordova in Bartlett territory at the 42-yard line. Down by 8. Here's Shaw. Ooh, hit at the 30-yard line. 12-yard gain. Jared Worthington made him pay for the first down carry.
Yeah, he hit the back door on that one. That play was designed to go to the right. But when Bartlett's defense overflowed, nobody stayed at home to cover those cutback lanes. Good aggressive run by Shaw. Well, not the first one.
Baker again. Throws it down. Overthrew his man. Trying to hook up with Fletcher Cleaves. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one wasn't very well read. He got the magic going there. He was trying to make something happen without it being there. and forced that throw. The coverage was in position there.
Boy, he had Larry Williams wide open at the 20-yard line, was just looking for more than he really could get. So 2nd and 10. Baker from the shotgun. Hands it to Shaw. Side steps, forward steps to the 25-yard line where Jeremy Merriweather made the tackle.
Well, this is now 4-down territory for him. I mean, there's no reason to punt from your 25, so you're going to get 2 downs to try to make this first down.
3rd and 7.
Game situation requires it as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
3rd and 7. Coach, you can step on me anytime. Baker. Complete to Cleve. Spins at the 10. Down inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Cordova.
And you ask whether they have the ability to make some plays. Not everybody in the world can catch the ball, stop, spin, do the 360, and you're not on a skateboard. I mean, there it is, bang. Good move. Missed tackle again coming out of the free safety position. Protect that ball. Good job of keeping it away from the ball carriers.
Rashad Shaw gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Cordova. Off tackle. Pulls him within 2.
And they know they're going for 2. Coaches are waving them in. They're going to go in a huddle and get a call. They must have it on there. Here it is, just going to be the inside read. He's had great success. Stretched it a little bit there before he cut it back, and good run.
2-point conversion. Cameron Baker has an open field, backs up, now goes back forward, dives for the end zone, won't get in. Couldn't make the decision whether to run, to throw, to run, or to throw, and he's held shy of the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, the play was designed to spread out and throw a little flag route to Greg Moore, and had a little coverage, but for some reason he just chose not to lay it up. Would have been a good 50-50 pass, I guess.
I don't think he realized how open he was on the first pursuit. 21-19, Bartlett with the lead on CSS, your source for high school sports. Back in Cordova, 21-19, Bartlett with the lead, 2-point conversion, just missed. Here's a kick by Gonzalez, fielded at the 34-yard line. He slides down there, and that's where Bartlett will start. 1st and 10. It was number 38 who made the sliding catch, Vernon Cavett. He's a sophomore on special teams. Now tonight, Rashad Shaw came in 391 yards. He's done almost a third of that in this ballgame, 17 carries for 129.
Yes, we got us a ball game tonight. Both teams playing well. When you get into the playoff implications, guys play harder and they become more focused. A team that's been struggling a little bit, with early losses of personnel to the academics and a little sadness as well with the loss of a friend and teammate. They've come alive tonight and played good football.
There's Greg Jones stacked up the line of scrimmage, gets 1, and that's it. 7 plays, 80 yards, 2:19 off the clock on that last drive for Cordova. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Stacked up by the entire left side of that defensive line.
Yeah. Plenty of time left in the game, 9 minutes. And if you are Bartlett, this is what you practice for. You got the lead and the ball. And now it's up to your offense and those large guys up front and the power runners to keep it for you.
Hand off to Jones again. He blasts forward, just straight ahead. Greg Jones, he is strong, he's quick. When he lowers his shoulder, he's tough. To the 43-yard line, Rashawn McDaniel made the stop. It's 3rd and 2. Nothing special by Greg Jones when he sees the first down marker. He just driving right for it.
Well, I wouldn't say there's nothing special because it's kind of good to give
it. Nothing fancy. Let me trade that off. Nothing fancy is Dustin Rovery calls a timeout. We'll just keep it right here, Don, and talk about the Bartlett Panthers and Craig Jones. I don't want to say nothing special, just nothing fancy. Let me take those words back and reinsert nothing fancy. on some of these runs. I mean, it's just straight ahead, hard nose. I'm going to hit you and see if you can take it football.
Well, they got big guys blocking, coming off the ball with enthusiasm, and a good, powerful runner that's also elusive. Now, we haven't seen him all the way break loose on this one, but it's been good, solid running all evening.
Let's go in to the Bartlett huddle.
Hey, look, we're either going 1, 2, 3, or 4. So no
Offensive coordinator Terry Austin.
6-man front, head up on everybody, base block it, backs pick up linebacker. We need 2 yards. Let's go, get 2 now.
Terry's an offensive line coach. You can tell that he's going to base block and slide up to the linebacker. They're going to get some movement here. You know, there they are, the big lads, right across the front. 242, 260, 287, 247, 308 at the right tackle.
And Big Jody Davidson, the center, goes up first. 287 pounds of junior center for the Bartlett Panthers. 3rd and 2. Dustin Rovery checks the defense to to Greg Jones, and he gets the first down to the 46-yard line, near the 47. Alex Fuller and James Green clearing it out for Keenan Madden.
Yep, good movement there, good aggressive run play. That's the confidence that they have right now. They know they can gain 2 to 3 to 4 yards just by smashing it over there, and everybody's doing their part.
Move the change, restart the clock. 7:53 to go. Bartlett leading Cordova 21 to 19. 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line. Greg Jones this time does Keenan Madden again. Gets a yard. He was hit for a loss by James Brooks, but kept the legs going and made a positive yardage out of nothing.
Yeah, that was
small as it may be. It's 2nd and 9.
Brooks came through underneath the block and stunted in there and had him in the backfield, but good strong run and got some plus yardage out of it.
From the sophomore, Keenan Madden. Very impressed with how Bobby Armbruster has turned it around at Bartlett. They only won 4 games the last 2 years. 3 in 05 and 1 in 06. They've already won 4 games this year, going for 5 tonight, 4 and 1 in conference play. Craig Jones cuts it back up, crosses midfield, crosses the 45 to the 44. It'll be 3rd and 1.
So he is a strong runner with a real good sense for it. You know, he's a smart runner, I guess. And you say he's not fancy. I don't think he's fancy either, but I think he's very good. And when he's got the burst and the cut, you know, I took my son to a high school game once when he was 12. I said, okay, tell me who the recruit is out here. And he says, it's that number 3 guy, Dad. Took him 4 plays. And he was right. And that's the same look you saw there. He saw the lane. And just like that, he made that little side step, and all of a sudden he makes the plays happen because of good vision and good balance and good, strong power running. A nice football player.
It's the 3 yards and another first down for Bartlett. They move the chains again.
There it is. Good cut, good solid cut. Breaks the first arm tackle, and then he just follows his big guys.
From the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Bartlett.
Dustin Rovery's got to be a little conscious of the clock here now. He's kind of running plays a little fast, and he wants to try to get as much clock off as possible, so he's got to use it all.
Big fullback right up the middle of Holt at the 39-yard line. He's going to bring it back, but he didn't run it very often. But when he does, Zach Panis has saved up a lot of frustration to rip off about 12.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. If you're not going to tackle the dive should run. And he is an aggressive runner. He runs in there every time. When he gets hit, he runs in there. And when he's not getting hit, he's been running by him.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeats, first down.
And it was at the 39-yard line, so they move it back 10 yards. It's 1st and 19.
Yeah, it looks like somebody got their hands out, got sloppy. Got a holding penalty, and now they're behind and down in distance. Here's the challenge for a Wishbone team. They may have to take the option out to the perimeter now.
5:27 to go in the ball game. Bartlett holding on to a 21-19 lead. Cordova showing blitz, and it looks like they caught Trip Thomas across the line.
Oh, this is...
Or is it against... Now they turn around the right way. I say the right way.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And there it is. That's, what is it? Offensive interference is the one you hate there, Budrow. This is the one that bothers me. But, it is what it is. And these guys all know the rule. They know not to step in the neutral zone. It's an automatic infraction. That's a free 5 yards just by a long count.
In the old days, you went across, you come back, it's play on.
Well, it ain't
the old days anymore.
It ain't that day now.
Here's Rovery. Pulled out of bounds at the 41-yard line to Quentin Hutcherson, the junior. We'll stop the clock with 4:53 to go. He got back the 10 yards they lost. It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, didn't need to run out of bounds, but what he's getting now, and it's the same thing we talked about in the first half, he was going to circle the defense, but there he just should have attacked the inside shoulder of that pitch key and tried to get that pursuit to stop. Then he could have dealt the ball on the pitch. But, he's an aggressive runner. He tried to make something happen.
Rovery to Jones, and he stacked up at the 40-yard line and brought back immediately James Brooks. Wrapped him up. Wasn't going to let him go on that one. 3rd and 9 for Bartlett.
Well, I'm not sure. This will be a good coaching decision here, depending on how this 3rd down goes, whether or not they want to go for it on 4th and keep this drive going, or whether or not they're going to punt Cordova down into the end zone.
3 timeouts for Cordova, 2 for Bartlett. It's 3rd and 9. Clock moving, 4:17 to go, and now Bartlett is going to eat as much of that clock as they can. Dustin Rovery keeps it. Gets out of attack on dives to the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th and 4. And we welcome everyone watching the Broome and Woodruff game in South Carolina. Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee. And we've got a good one for you here. 3:44 to go in the game. The Bartlett Panthers, 4-3 on the season, looking for seeding in the playoffs, taking on the homestanding Cordova Wolves, 2-5 on the year. They're fighting for their playoffs lives, and it's 4th down and 4 for the Bartlett Panthers, and we got an injured player on the field.
If you notice the lady that is providing water for the Cordova team, a lady by the name of Kathy Pound, has been at this high school since day one, when it first opened with my son and her son as freshmen only, as they expanded the school. She's been here every night, every game, all of this Cordova career. A sad note is that her son was lost in a pool accident less than a year ago, and she still got her home on the sidelines there. They call her the Wolfpack Mom.
Wolves Den in Cordova, Tennessee, and the crowd comes to life on 4th down.
Homecoming in Cordova. Biggest down of the night. Cordova's fought their way back in. They're down by 2.
A must-win tonight for Cordova if they had any hopes of making the postseason. And they finally get Jody Davidson off the field, and here we go on 4th and 4.
They fought their way into it. Let's see how it goes.
4th and 4. Under center, Dustin Rovery. Backs in the eye. Man in motion. Pitch back to Jones. He's going to throw it. Got his man at the 30. And they're going to call it a catch. The man who ran in motion, number 21, Willie Matthews, makes the catch. It's 1st down, Bartlett. Oh, what a big play.
This is the first time all night they've been in the eye. It was the unbalanced eye, so they could get more people over there to protect and give the quarterback room to go. The wide receiver is so wide open downfield, but there's no way he's going to throw it that far, and that's a good job. He just kind of lunks it in there, and he kind of swallows it up. Now he goes down on the ground and fumbles it away, but he's already down. Ground can't cause a fumble. What a call. What a call.
Just inside the 30, 1st and 10, Bartlett, 2:50 to go in the game. Now Cordova's going to have to think of using some timeouts. There's a fumble, and it's Cordova recovering it at the 21-yard line.
I told
Number
you.
21 recovered it for the Wolves, Antonio Avant.
There it is. There's the new quarterback, the old quarterback with the new center. The center quarterback exchanged that ball, didn't come out of there. It split his hands. All of a sudden, the big guy, number 40, Zach Panis, is running his course and boots the ball into the secondary where Avant is there to recover it.
2:34 to go. The Wolves have the football, and they are 78 yards away from taking the lead. Here's Rashad Shaw. He dances up to the 25, 26-yard line, and then a flag comes out.
We have a flag on the play.
And the preliminary call from the official got to be holding against Cordova.
Yeah, it's a clear shot. It's a clear view with the play stretching in front of.
Holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
With the play stretching in front of Gerald Noblin, the referee, he's got the perfect view of it. Somebody got their hands out there, just sloppy play, and it's not what Cordova needed, but that's the world they live in. That's the way it is.
1st and 16. Cameron Baker for Cleves, overthrows him, tipped and incomplete. And Cleves at the 40, threw it a little high. The ball was tipped up and falls incomplete. On the coverage for Bartlett was number 26, Dennis Calicut.
Yeah, it's the same play they hooked up before. He just airmails this one a little bit. He just kind of overstrides a little bit, stretches the throw out, and it's just over his hands. You see the free safety coming in, Matthews, and the corner coming outside in, Calicut. Still could have been caught.
Baker again throws it underneath, sets up the screen, gets the block. 35, 25, 30, cross the 30 to the 32. Second, or check that, third, and 1. Craig Jones made the tackle for the Bartlett Panthers. Clock 2:03 in this game. Cordova with the football trailing by 2. Timeout for a measurement called by the referee, Gerald Noblin.
Well, I can see it already. Even on a nice, cool evening like tonight, I can see number 36, Daniel Herm, over there, stretching out them calves. He is just trying to avoid that hamstring calf cramp, and it's inches for the first down.
3rd and inches for Cordova. Baker operates from the shotgun with Rashad Shaw to his left. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top.
Homecoming king, Tyler King, at center.
Hand off to Rashad Shaw, and he is hit but he hit at the line of scrimmage. Wrapped up by Nick Yancey, but the legs were driving. He made a no gain into a 3-yard gain. They moved the chains, first down.
Good, powerful leg drive right there. That was a big play.
1st and 10, Cordova. Clock moving, 1:47 to go. Baker. And pass interference. Jumping up for the football was Jared Worthington. Somebody climbed his back. It was number 6 for Bartlett. Boomer Rhodes. Or check that, Jared Worthington climbed his back.
Well, they're just working the 2 inside. working the two inside seams. That time Baker, you saw him pump over to his right to get the free safety to go over there and came back to the inside seam on the other side. The corner playing outside in got there too soon.
And Don, we've seen the call tonight that you don't like, the encroachment. We just saw the one that I hate. That's pass interference, only got 15 yards out of it. The 49-yard line, first down, Cordova.
Yeah, that's the world we got to live in.
Rashad Shaw across midfield to the 45. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Nick Yancey made the stop. Clock continues to move, 1:28 to go. I hate that penalty. I hate that penalty. I hate that penalty.
And Cordova hasn't used any of their timeouts yet, so.
1:16 to go. Baker. Pass complete at the 38-yard line. Oh, taking a gamble on the intercept was number 38, Vernon Cabot. He missed it. It was caught by Quinnell Williams. And it's a move the chains. First down. There's a flag on the far side of the field.
Well, I tell you, that was a close one. Ooh, almost got it. That's number 2, Larry Williams.
And the penalty is against Cordova. Big call there with 1:08 to go in this game. A motion penalty.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
2nd and 9 for Cordova. 1:08 to go. Driving for the lead. Driving for their postseason hopes to stay alive. Baker from the gun. Cross the middle. Incomplete to Greg Moore. He's caught every pass. It hit his hands, but that one popped out.
Yeah, and that was just alligator arms there. He had that when there was going to be some contact. No worse, no better than what was going to happen to him on those previous catches, and he just short-armed it. That's the nightmare of being a receiver.
3rd and 9. Baker, pump fake and drop for a loss back at the 44-yard line. Number 32 for the Bartlett Panthers is Jeremy Merriweather, who's made some big plays all night, but nothing bigger than that sack.
Well, I'll tell you, the momentum, it swings back and forth. They had the first, a penalty removed it. They had the first, and the ball was dropped. And there he finally gets a little pressure around the corner. Merriweather comes on a speed rush. Just really no match for the left tackle there in terms of, he just ran around the block. I mean, so it's difficult to ask your offensive tackle to chase that guy into oblivion. But
the Bartlett band feeling pretty good about things across the way. Their team leads at 21-19, and Cordova called a timeout to get it all together for their last chance of the evening.
And Coach Armbruster, the head coach, coordinates the defense.
Watch the screen. You slant.
On a chilly night here at Cordova, fall has arrived.
And he's got his linemen. Really, pass rush is not as much an issue. He did say, because they've had success with the screen, make sure that you don't let a screen blocker release you too quickly. Make sure it is a pass before you do rush.
4th and 13, they have to get to the 42. A flag comes out.
I think there's too many players out there for Bartlett.
Panthers on the field. Oh, my goodness. After the timeout, too. Boy, a loss of concentration by someone.
I'll tell you, that was
Institution on the defense. 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty remains.
So now it's 4th and 8.
Makes it a little easier. I'll tell you, they have done a nice job working this game tonight. They've had some interesting calls to make, but Gerald Noblin's crew really has managed the game well.
Baker from the shotgun. Rolls to his left. Throws it downfield. Complete! Steps out of bounds at the 10, 11-yard line. Catch was made by Jared Worthington. Move the chains. First down, Cordova.
I'll tell you, the rest of the people sitting up here in the press box, number 5 comes open early, and they're all screaming, "Throw it, throw it!" And he is wide open. Somehow the corner got sucked up, and the free safety didn't go across. And what a great catch! Great
First
play
and 10
by Cornell
from the
Williams.
11. Rashad Shaw changes direction, gets down to the 2-yard line, falls forward to the 1. Clock at 35 seconds. 2 timeouts left for Cordova. 2nd and 1. They can get a first down without getting a score.
And there it is. There's that backside play. On this time you had number 32 coming up the field too far, and he opened up the backdoor cutback. He didn't squeeze it down enough, and Rashad Shaw has just lived back there on that backside cut all night.
And Bartlett calls the timeout, their last of the game, with 23 seconds to go on the clock.
Well, I mean, there's no, there it is. There you see, there he is up the field. Everybody else is blocked. There's the cutback. Just too much room out there for that good back to run, and he did a nice job.
And I don't know if you noticed it on the play, but he's running out of his britches.
It's been hard work tonight, and Cordova has fought their way back into this game. 4th and 12. A substitution penalty makes it 4th and 8. 4th and 7, and now they're sitting on their own 2, not just to get a field goal to go ahead, but potentially to get the touchdown to go ahead.
This is where they've had trouble throughout the night getting it into the end zone once they got inside the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1 from the 2. Baker from the shotgun slips the handoff to Rashad Shaw. He dives for the goal line. Did he get in? He did! They close the deal, and Cordova takes the lead with 17 seconds to go.
And there it is. It's just the same read. Good blocking over there. Good aggressive running, and that last little bolt comes across there, and he's split his pants, but that's okay. They'll put those in the trophy case tonight.
And here is Roberto Gonzalez for the extra point. Kick is up. It's low, but it is good. 17 seconds to go, and Cordova with their first lead of the night here at homecoming 2007 take a 26-21 lead.
Would have been a good time for a 2-point play there, Budrow.
Here is the touchdown run once again from the junior Rashad Shaw. 168 yards on the night, but none bigger than the 2 he just ripped off.
Yep, that would have been a good time, Coach, for a 2-point play. They kicked the extra point to go ahead by 5. There is no difference between 4 and 5 at this point in the game. You needed to get that to 6 to at least make Bartlett score. If they score, they still have to execute the extra point to win. Now, 17 seconds with a wishbone team, you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know. It's going to be one play depending on how much time gets lost off of this kickoff.
Now, if you're Roberto Gonzalez, do you kick it away when you haven't done it all night?
Oh, he's going to bang it along the ground.
He does. It's fielded at the 32. To the 35. Breaks free, but not enough. Gets to the 37. Big tackle there by number 38 for the Wolves. That's Kevin Estes. On Matthews, on the return. No timeouts for Bartlett. They can get 1, maybe 2 plays off. And then the upset is complete. 26-21. Crowd chants defense. Rovery throwing it down. Nobody there. Incomplete. 5 seconds to go. Time for one more play. Bartlett, who will be in the playoffs this year, may have seen their first round bye bid not go away completely, but certainly the challenge is stiffer if this score holds up. They take on next week Bartlett goes. To Memphis Central and then close out at Halley Stadium against Ridgeway. Cordova has Craigmont, and then the leader of the conference, Millington Central, has not lost the conference game this year. Our game next week, Van Ware and Melrose. Tim Thompson returns as the opposing coach for the Wildcats of Fayette Ware. Last chance for Bartlett. 5 seconds to go. They split one right, one left, one in each slot. Dustin Rovery from the shotgun. Throws in underneath. Caught. Big block. And a tackle at the 34-yard line. A good catch and run.
That's the end of our game, ladies and gentlemen.
By number 82 for Bartlett, Julian Scott, but couldn't get enough. And the Wolfpads rush the field. They defeat the Bartlett Panthers 26-21 to gain their third victory of the year and their third in conference play. What an upset by the Cordova Wolves.
I tell you, they just fought in there and hung in there all night long, and it turned out to be a center quarterback exchange issue. Bartlett had the game well in hand in plus territory. When their center got hurt, they went to the second team quarterback. They lost the ball. Center quarterback exchange led to the fumble in the drive.
Homecoming a success for Cordova. They beat Bartlett 26-21. We'll wrap it up on CSS, your source from high school sports. Tropel, Don Freeze back in a very excited Wolves Den in Cordova, Tennessee. The Cordova Wolves defeat the Bartlett Panthers 26-21. They trailed the whole game, but when it counted, when they finally needed to close a deal for real, they did it. And Rashad Shaw ran for over a third of what he's done all year. He had 168 yards on the night. He put in a tremendous show for Cordova this evening.
Well, you asked whether or not they had the skill to come back. Well, they had a little luck because they kept trying hard, and the fumble created the opportunity for the last drive, and Rashad gave him the play to get in the end zone.
Well, that does it for us in Cordova. Again, the Cordova Wolves over the Bartlett Panthers 26-21. Bonus coverage for you out there, though. We're going to send it over to Knoxville, Tennessee for the Fulton and Catholic game. The post-game show comes your way at 10 Central, 11 Eastern. For Don Freeze, I'm Bud Schropel. Certainly enjoyed having you in Cordova, Tennessee. Now to Knoxville, Tennessee, and the Fulton and Catholic game on CSS, your source for high school sports.